Hello, welcome to Plugin. So, in the last class, we learned lists, tuples, sets, dictionaries, etc. So, in this video, we are going to learn about the operations that we can perform in the Python. Okay, so we will jump into our today's topic. So, operators. So, what are operators? So, operators are used to perform operations on variables and values. So operations can manipulate individual items and returns a result. Means it can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. So like that we can perform many other operations also like comparison, logical, like there are so many operations we can perform on data types like list or maybe individual data types like integer, string, etc. So there are so many operations we can perform that we can classify as arithmetic. The first one is arithmetic operations, comparison operator, logical operators, membership operators, identity operators, and operator precedence. So like operator precedence means what operator will execute first or we have to give first to the, like in the maths we have listen about BODMAS, like from it explains as bracket open multiplication. We have learned that one, no? So based on that one, the operator precedence will work. So the first one is arithmetic operations. So arithmetic operation performs various arithmetic calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, exponent, etc. So we can perform like various operations in Python. Okay, so we will see some of them are in the below code. Okay, so here in this cell we have declared x is equal to 15. So the variable is x and the value is 15, and we have declared y and the variable is y is the variable and 4 is the value. Okay, to do an addition we have to use this symbol, so between two variables or maybe two lists like that. So what we are going to explain as variable, it can easily represent any type of data. Okay, so addition means we have to use this symbol. This is basic addition only. So it will add x and y. So it will add what is the value in the x and what is the value in y. Then if we want to subtract some numbers from some other number, see these numbers like addition, subtraction, multiplication, floor division, floating division, power will all works on only integer type data or float type data. Okay, we cannot perform multiplication on strings. Like we can do multiplication but it will repeat the same string multiple times, so that operation is different. Okay, so we are multiplying string, that's all. So here the same thing will happen here but it will multiply numbers or integers or floats, we can say. Okay, in this we have done multiplication symbol, and the floating division means if you give one slash, it will give a output as floating point decimals, floating point answer. We will check what will be the answer below. Then floor division means it will round off the decimal point. And in the power, so we want to calculate what is the value of 2 power 2. 2 power 2 is 4, like that. Or we have to calculate 2 power 3. So 2 power 3 is 2 into 2 into 2. 2 2 is 4, 4 2 is 8, like that. The power we have to use double star symbol. Okay. So we will run this cell and we will print the result. So x plus y is equal to what is the value we have to give, add. So because we have stored the add variable as x plus y, okay, it will store a value x plus y, like that we have done for all the operations in arithmetic operation. See, we can see here x plus y is 19 because 15 plus 4 is 19, and 15 minus 4 is 11, and 15 into 4 is 60. Now we here comes into a floating division. So if we use x divided by y, then we will get 3.75. So 15 divided by 4 is 3.75. So if we use double, this we call it as floor division. So it will round off to the upper what it is there, like 3.75, it will round off to 3, like that. It will round off to the nearest below number. Okay, below number or less number. Then what is the power? So x power y. So 15 power 4. So it is 50625. So these are all the basic arithmetic operations. So then comes to comparison operators. These operators compare the values on either side of the operand and determine the relationship between them. So this helps in like when comparing two items or two data types or two lists, then we will use this one. Or if you want to use any condition, like we'll learn that one in the next videos, like we want to use if condition. If this is equal to this, do something. If else, if this equal to this, do something, like that. So we can comparison operator helps in that type. Okay, we will learn. So now in this case we have assigned x as 10 and y as 12. So we will compare x and y. So in comparison operations, we have greater than, less than, equal to, not equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, etc. These types of comparisons we can make in the comparison operations. So here we are comparing x is greater than y. So if it is greater, it will return true, like that. So we will run and see what will be the output. See, x is greater than y. 10 is greater than 12, no, so it is printing false. So the value of z1 is false. X is less than y, true, because 10 is less than 12, so it is printing true. And x is equal to y, no, because 10 is not equal to 12, so it is printing false, or it is assigning a value of z3 is equal to false. Then x is not equal to y, this condition is correct. So because it is displaying true, because 10 is not equal to 12. And we can compare greater than or equal to. So x is greater than or equal to y, no, because 10 is not greater than or equal to 12. And less than equal to. So less than is equal to, it is true condition. Like 10 is less than or equal to 12. So 10 is less than, so it is printing true. So this we can compare. Comparing operations can be done on floating point also. So in the same way we can do the arithmetic operations also on float type data types. Okay, we will check with 10.3 and 12.8. The same thing will display because we have changed only a floating point, point 0.3 and point 0.8. So the answer should be same. And if we want to compare, we can compare string also. We will check that also here. So in the above, I will mention ABC. Here BCD. So we can check. We cannot use greater than or equal to in these type of condition. So I will hash it out. And we can use equal to or not equal to condition, because it will check letter by letter. We cannot say it is greater than or less than. Once we will check what will be the answer for this if we print greater than or less than. Okay, see here. Okay, it is showing the last values of z2 z3. Okay, for that one we will hash the answers also. the print statement also. So we have asked less than this one and this one. So when we run this one, above cell and then enter C, it will show false because in Python we have each character is assigned some value inside the string based on the assign key values. So it has assigned some values. So based on that, it will display true or false. So if it is greater than or less than, like that. Okay. So because ABC starts, ABC is the beginning letters of alphabets and BCD is after, like D comes after C. So D has a greater value than A, B and C. So if we add the values of A, B, C and B, C, D, then X will be lesser than Y. So we'll check it shows true or not. Then we can conclude C. Now you can see X is less than Y, true, because the assigned key values of these A, B and C is less than assigned key value of B, C, D. Okay, so then this also works. So all the logic what operator, comparison operator will work on strings, floats and characters also. Sorry, integers also. Okay, we have learned comparison operations. Now coming to logical operators. So logical operator is same. So if you have a background of electrical or electronics, then you are more familiar with logical operators like and, or, not, XOR, like that. So we'll learn and operator, or operator and not operator here. Okay. So for this one, to work logical operator, we should have Boolean data types. Okay. So for that one, we use true or false. So we assign a value X as true and Y as false. Then we will check. So X and Y, logical and. So how to define and? We have to use this syntax. How to use or? We have to use or. So you can see when we use and, so the color changes because true is default data type and this is also a default syntax for logical operators. Okay, and we will print C, X and Y. So if both are true, then if we give Y also true, then X and Y. So both are true, then it is true. Or means any one of them has to be true. So if we give false, then X or Y is true because one of the value is true, so it is the answer is true. And not X. So what is the not X? Not means opposite. So if X is true, then not of X is false. So if X is false, Y not X is true. So it is simple only. So logical operator. Then comes into a membership operator. So membership operator means this operator tests for a membership in a sequence such as list, string, tuples. So there are two membership operators that are used in Python. So one is in and not in. So we have a list of values. We have to check some value is present in that list or not. So in that time we can use membership operator. Okay, this is very useful when you want to search something in a list or in a string value. Okay, so we will go for an example, then we will understand easily. So we have defined hello world to X and a list of values from 1 to 6 to Y. Okay, then we will print H in X. So in is a membership operator here. Okay, so H in X, it has to print true. because h is present at the first place of hello world. So we can check O also. So O is present in X, yes. So if you print yes as a letter, it says false because S is not present here. So it is saying false. So S is not in the X. Then hello not in X, it says false because hello is in the first word of this sentence or first word of this phrase. We can say. So hello in X, true. So if we check hello world in X, it shows false. Hello world in X says true because these things are there. So we can check space also. Space is there, yes, space is there. If it is having double space, no. So it is most handy and useful when we want to search something. Okay. So it is about strings. When we come into lists, we can use like this. So 1 in Y true, 6 in Y true. Like that. If we checks 8, 8 is not in. So 8 not in Y true. So this is simple one. So we have checked space is X. So in X space also is there. Then comes identity operators. So identity operator means it is of two types. So one is or is not. So this identity operators will be used to check the memory location or to compare the memory location of any variables or identities, okay, objects, etc. So to identify the two identify operators used in Python are is and is not. So we can check here x1 is equal to 5, y1 is equal to 5, x2 is equal to hello, y2 is equal to hello. So x1 is not y1. So we sorry, we have to execute this one first and then this false because x is y1 because x1 and y1 are pointing to the same memory location. Okay, so if we x is not means x1 and y1 is not pointing to the same memory location. But here we can see that x1 and y1 are pointing to the same memory location. Okay, so then that's why it is saying false if we use is not. If we use is, if we compare x2 and y2, then it should print true because it has same value, so it is pointing to the same address, same memory address of the variable. Okay, then x3 and y3. So x3 and y3 we have not defined. We can define anything as x3 is equal to 7.4, sorry, y3 is equal to 1000.2. So we will check x3 is y3 false. So they are not same. Okay. Then comes our operator precedence. So the operator precedence determines which operations need to be evaluated first. So to avoid ambiguity in values, precedence operators are necessary. So just like in normal multiplication method, multiplication has higher precedence than addition. So if we take an example, so 3 plus 45, okay, so it is 3 plus 4 into 5. So I will change. So yeah, so So 3 plus 4 into 5, the answer is 23 because it multiplies first and then adds. So 4 into 5 is 20 and plus if we add 3 it is 23. So if we want to change the precedence of an operator, we have to use parenthesis. So same what we have learnt in the maths. Okay, then the value will change. So the precedence operators, the precedence used in Python are first has a most value of unary, then addition, subtraction, okay, then multiplication, division, uh, this is percentage, okay, and it goes to last, it goes to logical operators. It is and or, okay, like that, and then it will come membership operators and identity operators. So like that. So now we will check operator precedence how we can define. So here I have defined v, w, x, y, z, the values, variables and the respective values. So if we want to execute this equation in Python, so we have to get v is 4, w is 5. So 5 plus 4 is 9, and then it will multiply with this one 9 into x. So it will multiply first 9 into 8 and then divide by y 2. So we will check the answer. So the answer is 36. So if we do here floor division, then it is 36. So we can see how the floor division where we want only integer type of data after some equations, then we can use floor division. Otherwise, we can use floating division. Okay. So guys, so in this we have learnt about operators in Python. Then in the next video, we learn loops and if conditions. Okay, thank you. So please subscribe to our channel, and if you have to contact for any queries about plugin data science courses, you can contact us through contact@plugin.com. You can follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook through these links. Thank you.